fresh out the box.
Fresh California plums.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Fresh Film Fridays, the podcast where two dudes pick the newest streaming movies or those in theaters and discuss them. Today we're talking about 2021's The Green Knight, which was directed by David Lowery. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Justin, and today we have with us guest Chris from True Believers podcast.
Woo-woo.
So yeah, this is the first episode in probably 4 months that I haven't done the It's Eric because Eric's officially back.
Oh yeah. So Chris, and for our listeners, we have another co-host, Eric, who does another podcast with us. Justin's been filling in for him, so a little ongoing joke we've had is Justin's been impersonating Eric for a while, but Eric's back, so the joke ends now.
Hey, the joke is over.
Yeah. So Chris, we had Andrew, your co-host on our podcast a while ago for The Others, and now we get to hear the other half. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your podcast and all that?
Well, I'm the co-host of True Believers, a comic book podcast. We talk about comic books and comic book related things. I have more controversial opinions than anyone, and Andrew edits all of them out. So I'm doing my best to be reserved and nice right now.
Well, feel free to say whatever. I edit them too, but you know, freedom of speech, opinions, they matter, so.
Not to Andrew.
Oh no.
I also don't watch horror movies, and I also haven't seen most of Phase 3 of the MCU. So we've got most of. Oh, also, I didn't watch the Zack Snyder Justice League, so we pretty much just got everything out of the way right there.
Chris, I'm right there with you. I'm not a Marvel guy, and I also have not seen the Justice League. Justin is though, so hey,
Well, I like to think of myself as more in the middle. I'm not like a super huge superhero fan, but I do enjoy them.
The best comic book movie is Men in Black.
Oh,
I didn't know that was a comic book.
neither did I.
That was what our episode this week was about, but Barry Sonnenfeld is my favorite director pretty much ever. So, and I'm studying film and television along with drama and theater. So my opinion has more weight than the average person. I'm more right.
I love it. I'll take it. Yeah. So that's the best. That's the best one. I like The Watchmen. I'm a Watchmen guy. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I like Watchmen too. That's more graphic now.
Really?
Here's the thing. I don't like the movie as much as the comic, but I don't know. I'm not a huge superhero guy. So to see a movie like that, to see a different type of superhero movie, you know what it is? If Superman was real, everybody would be talking about Superman 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Dr. Manhattan's real. That's pretty much all people talk about. So that's why I liked it.
Huh.
But
Okay, that's fair.
I disagree, but also respectfully, because I'm terrified of Alan Moore.
Of Al Gore?
No, Alan Moore. I'm terrified of him. That's not a
Alan
joke.
Moore.
I think he's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. He's just like, I don't want anybody to talk to me ever again.
And I respect that by staying far away from him. I'm sorry for moving to the UK. I've put us in closer proximity than we ever needed to be. I will leave as soon as possible.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so you're in Wales with Andrew most of the time.
No,
and,
Andrew's in Wales with me.
I'm sorry. Yes, I made that mistake earlier. So Andrew's with you in Wales, and you're studying drama and film and theater. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andrew went to school for something practical. He's studying law, and I'm studying My Mom Believes in Me, and I can do whatever I want. Yeah,
So anyways, into this movie a little bit here. I love A24. They're probably my favorite production company out right now. They take risks, even if they don't see the rewards. Like this film did not really do very well, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's different. Cool adaptation of a classic story, but I wanted to hear what you guys thought. What are your guys' initial thoughts?
it was horny. Why was it so horny?
It was horny?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like sexually?
Yes,
or?
yes. Even the original, the story it's kind of charged with desire and temptation, and the whole thing. I really like Arthurian mythology. I think it's cool, but this film was so horny. Outright and subtly. The director wants to have sex with Dev Patel. That's with Dev Patel. That's not even a question. He does.
I mean, everybody was kissing him, so maybe he's just like, all right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't see it that way. Yeah, so what made you think that right off the bat? Just because, I don't know, he's trying to have sex with his girlfriend, Essel, right?
The first part of the movie is him wet and mostly naked.
Okay. That's true. Him running like to see his uncle. Yeah.
And there are so many naked people around. Also, his uncle was King Arthur, and it kind of threw me off.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Why
Yeah.
is he old? And then I was like, oh, he does get old.
Well, the way I kind of saw it, it was kind of like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, where it's kind of like The Hobbit is Bilbo, and then 60 years later, it's Frodo's adventure. So we're seeing Arthur's nephew's adventure now, which I love that. I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah. You want to hear another controversial opinion?
I want to hear all of your controversial opinions.
I also don't like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, but I feel like I get to say that more than the average person because I watch literally all the movies and I read literally all the books, and I came to the conclusion this is bad.
Really? I mean, The Hobbit, I agree with you, but you don't like The Lord of the Rings at all?
I don't like the Silmarillion, don't like The Hobbit, don't like the Lord of the Rings. I think they're all bad, but I can see why
Wow.
people like them.
Damn. I mean,
So I don't like the Hobbit movies.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
think I think regardless of how long the book was, they were just like, let's make 3 for because it's a cash cow. I like the Hobbit book,
Me too.
and then I like the 3 movies probably more than the average person. But I can also see if you're not into that, then
No, I've seen them probably more than five. If I don't like something, I'll investigate it to see why other people like it. It's why I've seen the movie She Hate Me 40 million times.
She hate me.
Yeah, it's this really terrible Spike Lee movie with Anthony Mackie, and then he impregnates all these lesbians. It's kind of hard to
Oh
explain.
my God.
I pretty much actually got to the brass tacks of it.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
No. It's like
Really?
it's a thing that I saw and it was cool, but I don't understand the devotion to it. But the things that I like are weird. Like one thing
Yeah, what do you
about
like?
me, when it comes to Aragon, and I don't care how many people say that Aragon is a ripoff of Lord of the Rings, I love that ripoff. Okay.
That's a
I'll
dragon
defend
one,
it with my life. Yes. I will
right?
defend Aragon with my Aragon, Anakin Skywalker. The fact that Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie.
Yes.
What
Okay.
else?
Okay, so you're a
Yes.
Star Wars fan. You're a Star Wars fan.
No,
Okay.
I also think
Oh.
Star Wars is bad.
Oh,
What the hell are we
okay.
doing here? You don't like Star Wars either?
My thing is, I actually do like Star Wars. I own more merchandise than George Lucas himself, but I think it's bad also. I just think the prequels are better than the original ones, and they're better than the
Oof.
sequels. And you can't
Oh.
argue with me about it because I'm just gonna say no and restate my opinion.
Controversial Chris. I love this. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I think the original trilogy is better than the prequels, but
You're allowed to be wrong.
yeah, I think people though they look back at the prequels now differently, and I have a much new appreciation for the prequels than I used to.
Well, I didn't watch them until 2016, so I probably would have watched them a lot earlier if the nerds had told me that Hayden Christensen was in the movies, because
yeah.
I knew who Mark Hamill was, and I knew who Carrie Fisher was. Very specifically, I knew who they were. Didn't know they were in Star Wars. I knew Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams were in there because everybody knows that they're in there. But I didn't know the other two, and I didn't know Hayden Christensen was in them, but I knew Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor. And if I had known that Hayden Christensen was in the movies, I would have watched them.
Well, what I think Alec
Yeah.
means to say is he appreciates the prequels more now that trash recently came out.
Yeah, the sequels I'm not a huge fan of, but
Well, hey, we're getting off the Green Knight.
Oh,
topic here.
sorry.
I did quite a lot of extensive research. I actually found out, Chris, you probably know this, but this is based off of a medieval poem. This
Yeah.
movie. I don't know, like if the poem is meant to be accurate of like his actual journey. Obviously, the Green Knight probably isn't real. I didn't like it.
uh-oh.
I didn't like it.
Hey, that's fine. I didn't think you would, Justin. When I was
Well,
watching it, I was just like,
Let me start off by saying I was invested into this because I bought it. Okay.
Me too. Oh, you bought? Wait, you
bought it?
I bought
It's
it.
online. You
Well-
paid money for something that's hundreds of years old. You got raw. I don't even feel bad for you for getting raw.
Well, I mean, it did come out like 16 weeks ago. So I just want to.
Oh, you mean the movie? Okay, no, I just pirated that like a normal person.
Yeah, no. I was gonna rent it for $5, and then I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna like it. I like A24. I'll probably want to watch it again. I'll just pay $15, and I regretted it.
Oh, you should have gone
Wow.
to. Do you guys have Redbox? Because you can buy DVDs from Redbox, and that's how I ended up actually buying The Force Awakens.
DVDs?
Really?
It was about $5. Yeah, you can buy pretty much anything from the Redbox for about $3 to $5.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I wanted it like in my like Apple app, like my streaming app.
Oh,
Yeah, just to have it. But let me tell you why I didn't like it. It was, dude, it
Bad.
kind of like I need to watch it again. I need to watch it again.
Well, tell us why you don't like it.
dude, it just like, what happened? What was the point? What was the point of this movie, dude?
It's a game, Justin. It's all a game.
First of all, I like the guy who played King Arthur. I think he's a good actor. He was in that other movie with Chris Pine, The King of Scots, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
was great.
Wait, is that the
Hmm?
Naked movie?
The Naked movie?
Yeah, there's this Chris Pine movie where it's a historical drama and he's naked, and I love Chris Pine and I have a crush on him. So everybody was like, "Oh, I'm
he's
sure
not.
you really want to watch the Naked movie," and I was like, "No, I've never seen it before because I'm like, nah, now I can't."
The Naked
No,
movie.
he's not. He's not naked. It's with Florence Pugh, the girl who plays the Black Widow sister.
hmm
I
Uh,
don't know. I don't know.
and then the wife in the Green Knight, the
Oh, yeah.
queen, was the aunt from Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's where I've seen that crazy looking woman before.
Yeah.
She's the one who was throwing people out of that hole.
Yeah, and didn't she wait, she was in The Witch too. I think she's the wife in that, and she gets her like boob bitten off by a crow.
I don't remember that.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's another A24 movie, The Witch. I'm pretty sure that's her. I'm like
Is
99%.
this a horror movie?
Oh yeah, it's great.
That explains
Yeah.
why I don't watch those. Yeah, you get your titties bitten off by crows.
You gotta watch out for those crows, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but dude, yeah, she's a scary looking lady. She
But
freaked me
dude,
out.
basically what I wrote was, if you asked me what this film was about randomly and not rehearsed like it is in this current setting, I legitimately would not know what to tell you. It's a story about a guy who is searching for this mythical knight so that he can be killed, and not humiliated for avoiding certain death, I think.
Yeah, I mean, basically, what I took from it was like it was a guy that had an uncle that was so famous, and he's the guy that pulled the sword from the stone. He didn't have anything going on, and basically he's like, looking for something to make him famous, basically, and this was it. But it didn't really kind of justify that. It didn't make you feel like that one year where like everybody was like, "Yeah, this is the fucking man." So I don't know, like the most of the movie was the adventure, so it didn't really feel like it had much weight to it because you're like,
Yeah, but the adventure was whack. It reminded me of Chris, have you seen Walking Dead? The
I've seen
show?
about
Obviously.
4 episodes, but another controversial statement. I don't like stuff with zombies in it. I like Train to Busan and this show called Death Valley, but other than that, no.
Okay, so my short analysis of The Walking Dead is every single group of people that they come across is bad and they try and betray them and kill them. Yet, no matter how many 50 different groups of people they meet, they're like, let's try and be friends. And that's what this movie felt like to me, where he's going on this adventure so that the Green Knight can kill him. And I'll read an excerpt of a report I read. Basically, that's why none of the knights stood up to him, because they knew if they killed him 1 year from now, they would have to show that they're not, like a bitch, basically, and let the Green Knight kill them in the same fashion.
mhm.
The hard-headed nephew of King Arthur was like, I don't give a shit. I'm a badass rebel dude. And he killed him. What he did for that 12-month period, nobody fucking knows. And
Right.
he goes on this journey, and every group that he met, whether he met the fox, who was clearly like a mythical being, or like Joel Edgerton, who somehow just like lives in this massive castle in the forest, every single group was like,
Horny.
yeah, it was just like, oh no, what is this? Yeah, and horny. Like, what is this? Oh, it's a dead chick with no head in the cabin. Oh, what's this? A creepy dude on a battlefield. That's how I felt.
Okay.
Here's my thing. All the knights, they were too much of a bitch to stand up. But here's the thing: the Green Knight didn't say "kill me." He said,
Right.
whosoever strikes me will win the game. But then they have to come back, and I'll return the exact same blow. What kind of dumbass
Right.
would cut off his head?
Oh, that's true. He could have just like paper cutted his shoulders or something.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
could have He said, "We'll leave his friends." You could have stabbed him in the shoulder, but you take his axe.
Well, I think he was trying to flex and kill him, but then he just got up and he was like, oh shit.
He was green. He was clearly magic. Like your
Yeah.
uncle pulls sword from stone and turns from man to myth to legend, and you think a giant green man isn't gonna pick up his own head and walk away? And here's the thing: I've actually not only have I read this poem, I've been in this play. I still
Really?
don't remember. Yes, it's like a really famous play, but I don't remember how it ends, like the play. I know he does some kind of trickery with like, it's like maybe a melon or something. I don't know. But he doesn't get his head cut off in the end. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he ran
Yeah.
away.
Right.
Yeah, because Gawain's a coward. Also, that was my favorite thing in the movie, like how everybody had a different pronunciation every time they said his name because it's so hotly debated amongst like classicists how you would pronounce it. Especially when this one guy jumps in, he's like, Gawain. I'm like, period.
I wonder if the director was like, guys, we need some consistency here. You're all saying it wrong. It's just like, no. I took training. It's like, fuck. All right, well, say whatever you want then. But yeah, I didn't notice that actually. That's so cool. Which character did you play in the play?
Um, I said I was in it. I didn't say I played a character. I carried the Green Knight body.
You
You
carried?
carried the body.
Like, he says cut my head off, right? So obviously it's a head on a stick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So did you do the head or did you do the body?
Or were you the stick?
I was inside the body. You know those little wooden horses that have the stick? And you
Yeah,
climb
yeah.
over them. So like I'm holding up the stick with a cloak on, and like I'm a very short person. So I didn't really want to be in it. I was like a substitution. And they cut the head off, and I was like, oof. Then I had to pull the stick down really quick. I was kind of a master of this.
Oh, so you're
Okay.
famous.
Yeah, I should be.
That's awesome though.
Hire me, Disney. Hire me, A24.
Yeah.
So was the headless girl that he met in the lake, was that supposed to be the lady of the lake or no?
I don't know. I thought that was a way of subverting tropes because the way that she asked, like when he was like, she's like, I need you to get my head from this spring. And he at first he's gonna do it. I figured it was just there for that. I kind of thought, was she the Lady Lake? But then she's like, I had a father. I'm pretty sure the Lady Lake is like a fairy or something. My knowledge of this myth is kind of fudged by my being obsessed with Avalon High by Meg Cabot, which is questionable.
Well,
What-
apparently this poem is meant to like revolve around Gawain's like heroess. Like it's all about him working up the courage to face his certain death. And then in the very end, you find out he did not stand up to him like, his heroic uncle.
Right.
And I read some stuff about it, and I'll just quickly go into it. I read this report where people like commented on it, and this one girl commented, "My only problem with the Green Knight is that there should have been more cum."
Exactly. No, I'm not agreeing with that, but
I didn't know that's what that was, and
how did you
apparently,
not
The
know?
fuck how Justin?
How did you think happened?
dude, I don't know what happened.
What do
He
you
was
think
like,
that was?
he was pulling on a handkerchief and then ejaculated.
No. She was pulling on something, and
Yeah.
then somebody ejaculated.
Oh, she was giving him the old.
Yeah, and he came on the rope. What do you think that
Okay.
was, Justin? He was having a glazed donut in bed? Like, what do you think?
Dude, I don't know. It just
Dude.
happened. I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's how he
it
felt
just-
though.
Well,
And
yeah.
then this other person commented and said, this was funny as shit. That was Dev Patel's actual cum in the Green Knight. Such an amazing method actor.
Wait, really quick, that scene. If anybody's about to have sex with you and they say, do you believe in witchcraft? Right before they do, don't fucking do it. I was like, she's getting on top. It's like, do you believe in witchcraft? It's like, I don't fucking care. Shut up. Let's just have sex.
I've seen Game of Thrones, so
Yeah.
this is clearly not the way to go.
No, I'm just like, if anybody ever said that to me, they're like, hey, by the way, before we have sex, what are your thoughts on witchcraft? I'd be like, all right, I don't think this is a good idea now. I don't know.
It's like, I actually got to go do this thing.
Yeah. And then afterwards, it's just like, you're not a real knight. It's like, why? Like,
He continued for way longer than he should have after Do You Believe in Witchcraft?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, after he saw the belt. That's because he had that belt and then it got stolen by that guy from Eternals. And then there was a fox. Like, so many things happened. When you saw the belt again, you should have been like, nah.
Yeah, I didn't trust that kid from Eternals. I saw him and I was like, that kid, I didn't like him from Eternals, and I have a feeling I won't like him here.
That's the guy that was walking with him in the battlefield, who grabbed the knife to his throat. That kid,
Yeah.
dude, that guy's a good actor.
Yeah, he was good, but I knew he was up to no good.
Well, what do you guys think? Like, do you think the mom like put a spell, like did all of this? Like, what orchestrated this whole thing?
I absolutely think the mom had something to do with it because she was like, his mom's a witch. They said that.
Yeah, but why? Why is she? She's basically being like, I'm either gonna kill my son or kill my brother. Like, why is she doing this?
Her son wants a legend.
Yeah, but like,
She
this is
gave
the
one.
worst legend ever. This is like you win the lottery, but in a year you have to pay back what you won. It's like this fucking sucks. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like a shitty legend.
I don't know. Achilles' mother told him not to leave for Troy.
Yeah, should have
Yeah.
listened to Angelina Jolie on that one. I'm just curious how, like, like how the Green Knight got in. So, like, he came up to the castle doors,
Mm-hmm.
and the gate guard was like, "Open the gate," and they just like opened the drawbridge. He came in, knew exactly where King Arthur's court was, and then that like nobody stopped him. Was like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be
He's
here."
7 feet tall and green. I'm not
Just set him on fire.
not knowing that in a year he's gonna deal me whatever blow I dealt him. I'm not doing anything to him. Nope,
Yeah.
he could walk right in.
Yeah,
I
Justin,
thought
if you were the guard, Justin, you saw that guy, you're gonna be like, hey, right this way, sir. Like, please. Like, we're not
I'd be
fucking
like, I'm not, dude. I thought that was like Treebeard from Lord of the Ring. I was like, what is that? An ent? Like a freaking tree monster?
Dude, it looked good. I thought the CGI looked good. I don't know.
Yeah, it was good.
Regardless of the plot and all that stuff, this is a really well shot movie. Like, and the sets were. I thought
Yeah,
you didn't think
they
so,
have
Chris?
to make up for how fucking boring it was.
Oh, come on.
That movie was really boring unless you also want to see wet and naked Dev Patel. So I know a lot of people were very focused, but it was a 2-hour movie in which nothing happened. And
Nothing
I
happened.
feel like they were trying to, like, part of the green in the myth is like green can represent like new life, rebirth. I felt like that was a chance for Gwen to go from like coward to hero. And he did at the end, kind of, because he faced the Green Knight, but then he didn't even cut off his head. And they didn't even explain that. And then he had a whole flashback. So he lived an entire 40 years in the span of like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for saying that because I really wanted to like it. I wanted to give it credit. I like A24's other films like The Lighthouse.
Mm.
But like you're right, nothing happened. It built up to the end, and then he had his whole life like a flash forward in a minute,
Mhm.
where the Green Knight was like, nothing will come of your life, and basically he lived like a normal, boring life. He became king, blah blah blah, and you would have thought at that moment he'd let him cut his head off, and he was still like, no, and just ran away.
Well, have either of you ever seen The Last Temptation of Christ, the Martin Scorsese movie?
No.
Have you seen it, Chris?
I feel like I have because the title sounds familiar and I really like Martin Scorsese, but I don't remember anything about it, so I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. So basically, it's kind of similar to this, where it's Christ put up on the cross, and the devil gives him the last temptation, where it's like, I'm going to show you what your life would have been like if you weren't like Jesus, basically, and I'm going to give you the choice to live that life or to die on the cross right now. So it's a pretty controversial movie, and people were pissed off in the 80s when it came out. But it kind of reminded me of this, where it's like he has to. It's not obviously like Jesus, but like he has to make the choice to like live that life or to run. But in the end, it seemed like regardless of his choices, his son dies, so like your lineage still gets fucked up from this thing regardless if you do it or not. You're gonna die or your kid's gonna die, basically.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna see that movie. But
It feels like something I have seen, but what your explanation just reminded me of this weird girl who ambushed us with Sunday school in Wales, which kind of threw us off. And then she asked us if we would go to the crucifixion and then come back to modern day with nobody knowing that we had been there.
What?
So
This
did
is
you
just
do
some
it?
girl in Wales that just came up to you?
No, we got ambushed into going to like Bible study on Thanksgiving. They
What?
said Thanksgiving meal for international students, and we ended up at Bible study.
Oh, Andrew was telling us about that. He was saying, he's like, yeah, I got invited to someone's Thanksgiving dinner, and we were like, go have fun. And if I would have known, I would have been like, don't do it. Don't do it.
And then like we were reading, like I didn't even get to digest my meal, and then we were reading about how they killed Jesus. So there's that. I think sweaty, wet Dev Patel is probably a lot better than ever reliving that.
Yeah. No, Dev Patel, though, gotta say, good actor. Come on. This guy, he's young, too. He's 32 or something like that. He's gonna have a long career. He's a good guy.
And he has beautiful hair. That has nothing to do with his acting. But I'm really sad for him. Like, I know a lot of people 2020 was going to be their year, and he was going to have David Copperfield and Green Knight back to back. He knew that was his year.
Yeah, and I guess next year, or this year, 2022, he has a movie coming out that he wrote and directed and is starring in. So good for him. Like,
I really hope it's not bad like Lion was, because I went and saw that.
oh wait, Lion, oh my God, I saw that too. That's with Nicole Kidman and him, and they adopted him in Australia or something, right?
He like got left at the train station or something, or the train station was in Slumdog. I just remember he ended up getting lost or something, and then his
Yes.
family had been looking for him, and I was like, "Oh, don't ever make me watch another movie this bad. I love you so much."
I remember that. Yeah. Slumdog Millionaire was good though. That was a good one.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
You
Yeah.
haven't seen Slumdog? It came out like 20 million years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I well, hold on. Let me see what year this came out.
Slumdog was 2008.
Okay, so 2008, I was I don't know, like 17, 18. When I was 18, like I just felt like this was not for me.
Really?
Like
Huh.
I probably saw the trailer and it was like they're like poor kids in India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing when
I was
watching
in
it.
middle school and I went and saw that movie.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to watch like Underworld with Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, I've seen all those movies because my parents are terrible at censorship, but I saw them like when they came out.
Sick.
Oh yeah.
So I have this article thing. I'll just read the last sentence of it. Basically, this article is stating that the movie is about a ridiculous standard of masculinity. So, like the fact that he was trying to be this big tough man and like only to prove to himself that he was a man, he would have to die. And that itself is the ridiculous standard. And this movie got a 6.6 on IMDb. How do both of you feel about that?
Is that good or bad? I don't look at ratings.
I mean, it would be like if you got a 66 on a test.
Out of
Well,
100.
in Britain that means nothing because that's a good mark.
Well,
Apparently.
in America, that's barely passing.
40 is a pass. I learned that recently and I'm so happy. They never should have told us that. Yeah,
I
no,
consider anything below 75 not good.
I think it deserves about a 42.
Ooh.
Oof.
Plot wise, I would give it at least a 50 for the excellent cinematography. I really like the costume design, so I'd probably have to just cumulative. It gets a pity 61.
Okay, a pity 61. Alec?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think it's a masterpiece, and it's not one of my favorite A24 movies, but it's a little long. I'm gonna go with the 70. So 70 out of 100.
You're passing that for real?
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was different. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I enjoyed it.
You're giving it like a bonus 5 points just because A24 made it, but that's okay.
I have a boner for A24. I'll say that.
I got to give it a 60. I don't care about the length. The graphics were beautiful. The acting was great, but like, what the hell was the point of it?
Yeah. So 6.8.
I mean, yeah, I guess if we're doing that whole math out, sure, 6.8.
All right.
I did write like a little synopsis of it just because I finished the movie and I sat there and I was pissed. I spent $15 on it. I tried to make this one negative from my own perspective of it, and then I tried to like cool down on it for the people that maybe liked it. And I said, okay, so I'll say this: A24 makes movies for people that love to think and say, when it's done. I don't mind doing this to a certain degree. But after an 8-hour day at work and 1 to 2 hours on my master's, the last thing I want to do is have to sit here and ponder and read articles because I have no clue what the fuck the writers on Shrooms are talking about. It was a good movie, good acting. Maybe it's a fault of my own, but after a long day, I want to relax and simply enjoy a film, and there's too much going on here.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair for your lifestyle. I mean, I get it. You kind of want a popcorn Spider-Man movie. I get it, Justin.
Yeah, dude, popcorn and Spider-Man.
Oh, I gotta watch those.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, like the new one?
Like all of them.
You have? How are you a comic book podcast, but you haven't seen any of the movies based off the comic book people?
Listen, I read a lot of comic books. Well, I've seen some of them. Like I've seen the ones with Tobey Maguire, and I watched one of the Andrew Garfield ones, and I watched one of the Tom Holland ones.
Oh,
okay.
So I went and saw, matter of fact, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So it's like I've done enough, but I want to watch No Way Home because everybody's talking about it, but I also just don't care. So
can you guys answer this for me? Because I haven't seen any of them since Spider-Man 3. But what is with this home thing? It's like Homecoming, No Way Home. Where the fuck is home? Like what's all?
I don't get it.
What does it mean?
GPS, take me home.
There's no correlation. Like Homecoming doesn't even make sense because I don't even think it really was. Like they had a homecoming dance, but aside from that, there's no connection from like Peter Parker's actual life to the movie. So it was confusing to me.
Justin, what does the home part mean?
Alec, okay, listen, we get it. They're pumping these movies out quicker than Dev's shooting his load in the Green Knight, simply to make as much money as possible. The titles don't make sense. It's the same villains as it's always been. I'm acknowledging it. I'm acknowledging.
What are we gonna get to? It's just Spider-Man Gooba Goo, and you're just like, all right, I'll fucking see it.
Spider-Man literally on his couch in his home.
Wait, are you about to go off on us like Ned Flanders?
No, I like it. I like the movies. No Way Home was sick.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, man, I don't
Sick,
know.
like I'm gonna watch it and be like, I can't believe I spent my money, like I was when I went and saw the other one, or
If you've seen them all, right? Which you haven't seen all the Tobys and the Andrew Garfield ones.
I didn't watch the second one, but I saw most of them.
This one was different. Alec won't understand because he doesn't like superhero movies, but this one was different, and I thought it was really good.
I don't understand.
He's simple. He's simple. He
I
won't
don't
get it.
understand it. No, dude. There is clearly something I'm not getting because everybody loves these things. So I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's just like some people like Star Wars, some people like Harry Potter, some people
Yeah, it's not
don't like
wrong.
Lord of the Rings.
Some people really don't like any of those things.
That's you. That's just you. I've never met anyone else.
I love it. I think it's hilarious. So, how much longer are you in Wales for?
Ever until I finish my degree. So, well, right now I'm in Texas, which is my home, but for the next 3 or so years, unless I get a job working on like Doctor Who or something, and then I'm gonna quit school. I already told my mom I'm gonna be like Kanye West when I was a kid, college dropout.
Oh, I was like make shoes like Yeezys. I don't
No,
know.
when I was a kid. So.
Oh, okay.
I could have said when we were kids. My bad. I was like, y'all old.
Oh yeah, no, we.
No, it's
I'm very
okay.
old. I remember though, I actually went to school in London for a little while too, and you saying that they don't care about grades is 100% accurate. Like, no, the teachers. I was like, is this fucking school? I feel like high school was harder in America than the colleges out here.
Yes, and then I'm going to school with all these like because I'm 25 in a couple days, so I'm going to school with all these people who are like 18, 19, and they're
Right.
like, yeah, just I got a 50, and I'm like, you got a 50, and that's like you're proud of that?
Yeah.
You're like that's something to write home about for you? You got a 50?
That's terrible.
I mean, good for them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just very different education system out there. I don't know, but it is fun, and you know, you get your rain in, so it's good.
Actually, I've only been rained on one time, so other than that, I'm not even experiencing the weather. Although I do weigh like 130 pounds, so anytime the wind blows really, really hard, I always have to wear like heavy shoes.
Same with Alec.
Yeah, I'm about that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I heard you call yourself a member of the Visible Rib.
Visible Rib Gang.
Yeah, Justin, you said that.
Where
I
you
can't
at?
help it. I eat fucking everything. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways.
Weighing in exactly nothing. Sorry.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, listen, I'll make fun of myself. I weigh as much as a piece of paper. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyways, Chris, I loved having you on as a guest. I loved your controversial opinions. I'm glad you got to watch this movie even if you didn't enjoy it. But thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Of course. I would always relish the opportunity to talk about Wet Naked Dev Patel and all the horny people in this movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If there's another movie in the future where I notice Dev Patel is clothless, I'll be like, I know who to contact.
Also the Arthurian mythology of it all. I can't even lie. We all know what my primary motivation was. I pretty much stated it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for listening in. We have our episode of Book of Boba Fett that came out on Wednesday, and we also have I'm Thinking of Ending It, a Wheel of Horror coming out on Monday. So thank you all for listening in. Chris, thanks again. And we'll see you guys next Friday. Oh, wait, what's our movie? Oh, yeah, we'll release it on Twitter. We don't know what our next movie is.